What's up, night owls, and welcome back to the Nocturnal Mind YouTube channel. I should really think of an actual name. Well, it's that time of year when couples begin making dinner plans, content to be single teenagers wear black when their high school planning committee designated red as taken and pink as single. And the rest of us just go,
Huh? What day is it?
Now, admittedly, I am not a big fan of the romance genre in general, but I am a sucker for a good romance in a good story. In other words, I tend to prefer the more subtle / slow burn romances. So basically, almost nothing that involves hormone-riddled teenagers. In my opinion, romance really comes down to how that love is expressed. While there's always a time and a place within a love story, the truth is the simple phrase, "I love you," is probably the most basic and overused thing a person can say to their romantic interest. Especially from a writer's standpoint, it's the ultimate show-don't-tell situation. As it is in real life, unfortunately, any cad can say, "I love you." But those words only have power when the truth behind them is backed up by other words and actions. And so, in honor of the upcoming holiday, I thought I'd share with you my top 10 favorite instances in fiction where the love between characters was clearly expressed without having to use the phrase, "I love you." For the sake of this video's title, let's just call it Top 10 Romantic Gestures. For this list, I considered various romantic situations that stood out to me from books and television, and ranked them by how much they emotionally affected me as a reader / audience member. Now bear in mind, this is my own personal list based on personal opinion, and is likely to grow and change over time. What is my hair doing? Starting off at number 10, we've got the boat ride from Tangled. Now this is an especially generous gesture on Flynn Rider's part, considering his history as a thief. But during this scene, we see him finally starting to consider someone else's feelings other than his own. Rapunzel has been waiting her entire life to see the lights, and now Flynn has taken her out on a boat into the middle of the lake, away from the noise, away from the crowds, a place where she will get a fantastic view of the lanterns. And then she turns around and what do you know it? Surprise! He's got 2 lanterns for both of them. Throw in a catchy love song, and you've got a really sweet scene that demonstrates Flynn's growth since having met Rapunzel. Number 9. Letters from Ella Enchanted. Can we just please bring back handwritten letters? Like, I get it, texting, emails, super easy, right? Well, exactly. How much does it show a person you care when you take a moment to sit down and handwrite a letter? And what I love the best about this is that they talk about everything and they talk about nothing. Really, all Ella and her Prince Charming want to do is talk to each other. It doesn't have to be about politics, it doesn't have to be about their feelings, well, until later. It doesn't have to be about anything specific. They just want to know what's going on in each other's lives while they're separated for about a year. And the more letters they write to each other, the more they learn about each other and the more they fall in love. Number 8, Not a Girl, The Good Place. For those of us who watch The Good Place, we all know that Jason Mendoza is definitely not the brightest bulb in the box. But he makes up for that by having an immensely huge heart. And much of his love belongs to Janet, the walking, talking database of The Good Place. And because he truly cares about her, he is considerate enough to remember little details about her, such as her constant correction of "not a girl" whenever her friends slip up and refer to her as a literal human being instead of what she actually is. In fact, Jason is so considerate of this little detail that he is later able to identify an imposter Janet just by the fact that she didn't correct him when he called her girl. Way to pay attention to the things your girlfriend says, Jason. You may not be smart, but you're definitely sweet. Number 7. Saving the Bennets from Pride and Prejudice. Those familiar with the story know that Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy definitely do not get along from the first meeting. But as time goes on and circumstances continue to bring them together, Mr. Darcy learns to let go of some of his prejudice, and Elizabeth learns to let go of her pride. See what I did there? Pride and Prejudice. But perhaps one of the grandest gestures in literary romance is when Mr. Darcy takes it upon himself to both save the Bennet family from possible scandal, and reunite Elizabeth's sister Jane with his best friend, Mr. Bingley, who he separated in the first place, but details. And from there, she recognizes that he cared enough about her and her family to help save them from possible ruin. And because of his actions, our girl Elizabeth Bennet is able to completely let go of her prejudice, allowing them to finally recognize their love for each other and get married at last.